What is up, guys? It is Blaine. You have found your way back to the Burning Ground, and I got a quick question for you. You ever felt like you deserve more than what you've been given? Say, for instance, you at a job, you work your tail off all the time, and then Joe Schmo over here gets the promotion over you. Or you think you're just an amazing basketball player, but somehow you never get to start. Unfortunately, in the world of wrestling, this kind of thing happens all the time. You got superstars who are just amazing, amazing technically. They're amazing on the mic. They are just awesome. And they work their tails off and they never get anywhere. They get a push every now and then, but they never reach that level of like the John Cena's or the Randy Ortons. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. We're going to talk about those underutilized wrestlers, and these are, in my opinion, on the roster today, are the ones who are like that the most. So let's get into it. Here are my top 5 WWE wrestlers who deserve more. Coming in at number 5 is the entire Cruiserweight Division. Now I know that's a lot of wrestlers, and I know this is supposed to just be the top 5, but that's for that reason. That's why I lumped them all together. And it's really a matter of just being treated unfairly. These guys come in and they're awesome. They're like high flyers. They are good. There's some of them that are really good on the mic, like Drew Gulak and, stuff like that. But they're relegated to only one division. These guys as of now, can't go for the tag team belts. They can't go for the US or Intercontinental or even the big belts. They have to go for the Cruiserweight. And I think that's not using these guys to the extent they could be used. Used to back in the day when they had the Cruiserweights and the light heavyweight division, these guys, if they were ever given the push, could go for other belts. But since we've got 205 Live, all these cruiserweights are forced to just fight in this small little bubble, and they never get to break out and do anything, which personally I think is it's just not fair to them, because they are amazing. Some of these guys are just awesome, and unfortunately, because of this division, we've seen a few just get frustrated and just leave. Austin Aries was one of them. He's a great wrestler, but they stuck him in 205 Live, and what happened? He left. Same thing with Neville, who we'll get to later. But it's just, they're all, in my opinion, underutilized. They're not given an opportunity to flourish, to do other things. They're stuck right here in this bubble, never given the opportunity to break out. So, number 5 are the entire Cruiserweight division. So let's move on. Number 4 is Nia Jax. Now, really, with this entry, you could take any big person, and when I say big, I mean big, and put them here. They're always, but I want to focus on Nia because she's being, right now, in my opinion, treated the worst. Anytime you have a big guy, big girl, they're always pushed to be monsters. They'll destroy anybody, yada, 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 but they're never given an opportunity to do anything. They're basically used to make somebody else look like an underdog. And when that happens, usually the underdog wins. Take Big Show, for instance. Big Show is a big guy, but put him in a match like a Survivor Series match or some kind of elimination match. Who is usually the first one eliminated, or usually the first? One of the big guys. And I think that's what's happening with Nia Jax right now. She's not the greatest wrestler, but she's learning. She's still relatively new. But they push her to be this monster of a person who just can't be taken out, but then they never give her an opportunity to flourish. She's basically stuck in this one character of, I'm big, I'll mess you up, unless it's a big time match, and then I'm going to lose. So, really, I think they could do more with her. They could take her. She could be the women's champion on Raw or SmackDown. She's on Raw right now, but and just go on this, you know, tear. Let her be the monster you say she is. Give her the belt. Let her destroy everybody. That could build up a huge match. But instead, they just want to put her in these like all the other matches with women they've been doing lately. Just put them all together, and Nia Jax is going to be the first one going. First, usually the earliest one. And really, that's just a travesty to her because she's awesome. She's beautiful. She's really good in the ring. She's getting there. And she's just a really good up and comer. If they could do with her what they did with Braun Strowman and build her, I think she could be awesome. She could be really, really good. But unfortunately, she's on this list at number 4. So let's move on to number 3. Number 3. And I kind of mentioned this guy earlier, but I feel like he deserves his own spot. And that's Neville. Neville was the Cruiserweight champion for a while. He, in my opinion, before Enzo came along, he's the one who really started putting the Cruiserweights out there to be seen. But Neville he could do better. He doesn't need to be stuck in that bubble like I talked about. Neville was a great heel. He had, super charisma as a heel, just do anything to win. Not only that, he's awesome in the ring. They call him the man that gravity forgot. They didn't give him that nickname for nothing. I think, he was NXT champion. When he was in NXT, I'm pretty sure he was a tag team champion in NXT as well. And I think he could do well outside the Cruiserweight division. He did good in the Cruiserweights. He helped get them over to be seen. But I think he could have done even better. He could have done more. He wasn't in the Cruiserweights when he was a babyface. He was doing all the other stuff. And he really wasn't getting very far, But when he became heel was when he became really fun to watch. And I think if they took that character and put him with the rest of the roster, I feel like he could go maybe not as high as the WWE or World Heavyweight Champion, but he would bring a new flavor to like the US Champion run or the Intercontinental Champion. It would just be awesome to watch. But they decided to stick him in the Cruiserweights and then just pretty much forget about him. Hey, let's let him win. He's a good heel. And then when it came time to get somebody new, they just took it away from him. Just took it, gave it to Enzo, and then pretty much forgot about him, which I honestly think it was a mistake. Enzo's doing great, don't get me wrong. But could you imagine having Enzo and Neville? Because Neville still was keeping his heel personality, but when Enzo became champion, he started to kind of push towards that neutral, I'm a bad babyface type thing. He was a heel, but he was liked. And I think Neville and Enzo could have had some great matches for that belt. But, it's just, that's the whole point of this list. He deserves more and he didn't get it, and that's why he's gone now. Just classic WWE. But yeah, that's why he's number 3. He could have been so much more. I loved watching Neville. But yeah, he's number 3. So we're going to move on to number 2. Number 2 is actually a tag team. Karl Anderson and Luke Gallows. They've been around forever. Not in the WWE. I think it was, which one was it? Luke Gallows has been, no, not Luke Gallows. One of them has been in WWE before under different characters. He was in CM Punk's little cult thing. He was also Festus for a while. But they were great as a tag team, but not in WWE. They got their big, became really popular and famous over in Japan as part of the Bullet Club. And when they first came to WWE, everybody thought, oh man, they're going to be the next big tag team. They're going to get pushed. They're going to get pushed hard. I think, they're just going to be great. And unfortunately, they're not. They're not hard. Like, I can't even remember the last time I saw these two in a match. I mean, I really can't. I don't remember. And it just seems like they're pushed aside a lot for other tag teams, such as Sheamus and Cesaro and the Shield, who are great, but these guys have been around for a long time. They've really put their dues in, maybe not in WWE, but all over the world. And I personally think they deserve more. I think they've had the belts once, but I don't think they had them for very long. Um, I think they deserve a big tag team push. And they're, like I said, they're an established tag team. They're not just, a couple guys thrown together like what Sheamus and Cesaro started out as. They were an established tag team. They came here to the WWE as a tag team. And unfortunately, you just don't ever see them used the way they should be used. And hopefully they'll, do something with them, because right now it's not just them, it's also Finn Balor, who was also part of the Bullet Club, who's kind of floundering right now in no man's land. So I think if they could take something with Finn Balor and put them with Karl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and maybe even bring AJ Styles in. I don't know, AJ's kind of, he may be above what they could do right now, but if you could take Finn Balor, Karl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and put them in something together, they'd kill it. It's a new Bullet Club for the most part. They'd kill it. They would absolutely blow it out of the water, I think. But if I didn't think they deserved more, they wouldn't be on this list. So that's why they are at number 2. And now for the big number 1. And it's a big one, in my opinion. You guys may disagree and think he's getting pushed pretty well. I personally think he's not. Talking about Kevin Owens. Big KO. Kevin Owens came from the indies, and he was popular on the indies. He got, really big, really fast, and brought him to NXT, and he was awesome in NXT, had a good run in NXT. And you think when they brought him to the main roster, they were going to just push him to the stars, because he came in on his first match, went after John Cena. Pretty sure he beat him too. Now, Kevin Owens is different in this sense than the others because he is getting pushed. He has been to the top, but that's why I think he deserves more. He got pushed to the top. He was the Universal Champion, and he held it for a while. But then WWE thought that, oh well, we've got Goldberg coming back, we've got to take it off Kevin Owens. I think that was a mistake. Kevin Owens was killing it as Universal Champion. He had it for a few months, and I feel like they could have, gave Goldberg his time, but then given it back to Kevin Owens. But he's slowly just been kind of dropped down from the top. He was up there, he was doing well, and they've just slowly brought him down. He's been United States champion, he was doing well with Chris Jericho, then they ended that and dropped him down a little more. I mean, it really came to light how far down he's dropped, I think, when he was on the pre-show at Survivor Series. That's something I never thought I'd see, is seeing Kevin Owens on a pre-show. But it was. I mean, granted, they used that as a storyline with this Shane McMahon thing, but I just feel like they're not using him to his full potential. Kevin Owens could be a great heel champion, He could be, you could take Kevin Owens and put him against another heel champion, and it would turn that guy face. Kevin Owens is that good on the mic. He's that good at being an asshole. And that's what I like about him. But unfortunately, he's now been dropped into this stupid, another friendship storyline with Sami Zayn, which I think is dragging him down even more. He's capable of so much more. He's capable of main event status stuff, not just all this stupid crap with Shane McMahon. I think this has gone on way too long, and I think he deserves to be back in the spotlight. But I'm worried he's going to become the next Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, honorable mention right there. He was up there. He was killing it. And then he's dropped down to nothing. He does impersonations now. I mean, granted, he's coming back, kind of. He's getting to fight at Clash of Champions, but he won't win. But I feel like that's what's going to happen with Kevin Owens. And it just really sucks, because I love watching him. He's fun to watch. He's funny. He's a funny bad guy. He can be, but you can just see it on his face. He hates where he's at right now. he hates doing this. Like, I feel like he deserves a lot more. That's why he's on the list. That's why it's called Who Deserves More. But that's it, guys. That's my top 5. Kind of a depressing list, I know, but these guys, guys and girls, are awesome. And there's a lot more of them, that deserve a lot more. And hopefully one day they get their push. But I feel like as long as you got the John Cenas and the Randy Ortons and those such, these guys are never going to get to reach their full potential. And by the time the other ones are gone, now they're going to be too old to do much. So, but let me know what you guys think. Who do you think should have been on this list? Who do you think deserves more? Let me know down here in the comments. Post them in the comments. Give me a like. Give me a dislike. I don't care. Show some love. Show some hate. That's what these videos are for. You want to show some hate so we can debate? That's fine. I'm down. Clash of Champions is coming up, so hopefully this Friday I'm gonna post up my predictions. I'm not too excited about Clash of Champions. It honestly seems kind of, I don't know, like they're not doing much with it. But I'm gonna post the predictions video, so look out for that. And check out my other videos. Let me know what you guys think. Click that subscribe button if you want. If you don't want to, just check out my videos. That's fine. But whatever you guys do, just remember, do it for you. Have fun with your life. Enjoy your life and be happy. And until next time, guys, see ya.